To wrap up section 3.2, we'll practice writing statements in symbolic form. In this section, we'll be able to see all of our different symbolic connectives and get practice translating them. Example 6. Use the given simple statements to express the symbolic statement in words. Suppose that P represents the statement, Karen is healthy, and Q represents the statement, Karen is happy. We want to translate this conditional. Remember when we see that one-way street, that one direction arrow, we begin with the word if. So we need to write if P. P is Karen is healthy. Then the arrow we will translate as then, followed by the statement Q, Karen is happy. We can say, then she is happy. The next example, we have statement P or not Q. So I'm going to begin with the statement P. Karen is healthy, followed by the word or, and then we need to form the negation of Q. The negation of Q is simply Karen is not happy. Karen is healthy or Karen is not happy. Now, the last one, we need to pay close attention to the parentheses. Notice I have the negation outside of a parenthetical statement. That means I'm negating the entire conjunction, not just the P. So in order to communicate that the entire conjunction is being negated, we'll use the phrase, it is not the case that. That communicates the idea that the statement that follows, the entire statement, is what's being negated. Now, this statement is a conjunction, P and Q. It is not the case that Karen is healthy and Karen is happy. Keep in mind that is different from this statement. If there's no parentheses, then the only thing being negated there is the statement P. We would translate that example as Karen is not healthy and Karen is happy. So watch for those parentheses and remember that trick. It is not the case that. That's going to negate the entire parenthetical element. One more example. Example 7 uses 3 simple statements. Translate the word statement into symbolic form in terms of the given simple statements. So P represents the statement, it is snowing. Q represents the statement, the streets are icy. And R represents that hopeful statement, classes are canceled. This time we have the English phrase and we want to convert it into symbolic form. The phrase we're translating first is, if it is snowing and the streets are icy, then classes are canceled. Let's recognize our simple statements there. It is snowing is the statement P. The streets are icy is the statement Q. Classes are canceled is the statement R. Everything that's left is a connective that we need to translate. The combination if, then is a conditional. So I'm going to go ahead and get my conditional arrow ready to go. And the word and is a conjunction, and its symbol looks like the hat. So we have if P and Q, P and Q. Now those go together as the hypothesis of the conditional, so I'm going to put those in a set of parentheses. Then, now remember the statement that follows then is on the other side of the arrow. So we have if P and Q, then R. Let's try the next one. It is not snowing, but the streets are icy. Let's recognize our simple statements. It is snowing, that's P, but notice we have this connective here, not. We're going to translate that as a squiggle. The streets are icy is statement Q, and the word but can also be used for the word and. So in symbolic form, we have not, P, and Q. Our final example, classes are canceled is statement R. The word not is going to be translated as a squiggle. Now, notice here we have the word if in the middle of the statement. If the streets are icy. The streets are icy is statement Q. And we've got the word not here, which is a squiggle. When we write a conditional statement, the statement that follows if always goes on the left side of the conditional. When we write a conditional, the statement that follows if is the hypothesis. So this is the hypothesis. It has to go on the left side of the arrow. So if the streets are not icy, the conclusion is classes are not canceled. That goes on the right side of the conditional. So again, the statement that follows if is the hypothesis. It has to go on the left side of the conditional. The other part is the conclusion, and it is the result of that condition, right? The result of the streets not being icy, and that one goes on the right side. So in this section, you got some more practice going from symbolic form to English form, and you also got to try your hand at going from English form to symbolic form. And that completes this section.